All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson. This is a video that I just seen from the Jimmy Dore show. It's called Trump Unleashes CIA on Venezuela to implement a coup. All right. And I'm going to read this here. It says, in yet another example of U.S. imperialism and interventionism, the Trump administration has reportedly authorized covert CIA operations in Venezuela aimed at removing President Nicolas Maduro from power. Okay, Jimmy and Americans comedian Kurt Metzger discussed how this action reflects a long pattern of U.S.-backed regime changes in Latin America, motivated by control of natural resources rather than democracy or humanitarian concerns. They also contrast DNI Tulsi Gabbard's past opposition to regime change wars with her current alignment with the Trump administration. All right. Cause the whole history of U.S. is we need to go into this country, for the sake of democracy, helping these people out from these cartel leaders and bad leaders. All right, but in reality, it's just to overthrow their government, steal their natural resources, and set up a puppet leader. All right. This is what they do everywhere they go, and this is why the scriptures say the nations are mad. The nations are angry because of the wine of the fornication of America that has made all the earth drunken. Okay. So everybody is tired of America. Okay. Just look at what they're doing now. They're funding the war in the Middle East. They're funding the war in Ukraine. They want to go into Venezuela. I believe they're bombing another country in the U.S. and Trump's over here trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Right? Calls himself Mr. Peace President, some shit like that. The peaceful president that's all about peace. You know, the first day I get in the office, I'm gonna stop the war in Russia. You know, one phone call. All right, well, still going on. All right, and they ain't happy with you. All right, for you giving Tomahawk helicopters to Ukraine. Russia ain't happy about that. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you listen a little bit and get to the scriptures.
Guess what? New development in the Venezuela. Trump administration authorizes covert CIA action in Venezuela. So now the CIA, you know, they're the good guys always. So he's doing what every president has done. He's overthrowing countries so we can steal their natural resources and install a puppet. He's doing what they all do. Donald Trump, the peace president, already bombed Yemen, already bombed Iran, already still funding Ukraine, still funding a genocide in Israel, Gaza. Turns the other way every time Israel commits war crimes.
All right. Let me get one scripture. Let's get the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." Right? So Esau is the one who's devising iniquity, right? Always thinking of what evil they can do next, right? There's a scripture that says they sleep not unless they have caused some to fall, right? All they can't help it. right? They were created to be the wicked, and that's why they do what they do. Okay, and not only that, they've been given the power to do it, right? It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So they covet fields and take them by violence. All right. This, what's going on in Gaza is because they want to take the field. They want to take the houses. They want to take the land. And look at what they're doing. They're taking it by violence. Right? What do they want to do in Venezuela? They want to take it by violence for no reason whatsoever. Well, obviously there's a reason for it, right? To oppress a man as his heritage, to take their natural resources. That's the reason why. Okay?
This development comes as the U.S. military is drawing up options for President Trump to consider, including possible strikes inside Venezuela. So that's the CIA. You know what they do? They go in, they find a group of people, they arm them, they give them money, and they tell them go overthrow the government. That's what the CIA does. That,
all the groups here, all the stupid groups here. You don't think the CIA was behind almost all of them?
Right?
Or if they weren't, they infiltrated them and took them over? Because they did. Remember Patty Hearst and the Symbionese liberation? Yeah.
And as if this hasn't already been happening. Right? I mean, nothing ruins a secret operation like officially authorizing it. The Trump administration has secretly authorized the CIA to conduct covert action in Venezuela. The authorization is the latest step in the Trump administration's. And by the way, let's say it says here, stepping up his campaign against Nicolas Maduro, the country's authoritarian leader. Well, let's say he is an authoritarian. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, what business is it of ours how Venezuela governs themselves? It isn't our business. And we don't give a shit about authoritarian rulers. We're in bed with 90% of them across the world. We're in bed with Saudi Arabia, for F's sake.
We're friends with the UK.
We're friends with the UK or locking up people for social media posts.
Authoritarian. We forced an experimental gene therapy on people.
That's right. We forced it. That's right.
All right. It's that democracy world tour. Right? Let's get Revelation 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him. That sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. So this horse, which a horse symbolizes power, right? And Esau Edom is on this horse, right? He's been given the power of the earth, okay? To do what? To take peace from the earth. Mr. Peaceful President, all right? Donald J. Trump and everybody else, their job is to take peace from the earth, all right? Because their blessing was a sword. So what do you do with the sword? You kill. All right, the scriptures say that the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that's what they're doing.
What a fucking joke.
American officials have been clear privately that the end goal is to drive Maduro from power. That's what this is all about. The new authority would allow the CIA to carry out lethal operations in Venezuela and conduct a range of operations in the Caribbean. So it's imperialism again. It's John McCain again. The agency would be able to take covert action against Maduro or his government, either unilaterally or in conjunction with the larger military operation. I think it's funny that they have to pretend that Trump has to authorize this, as if they haven't already been doing exactly this.
Yeah, what? Like, Is this a joke?
So this authorization will finally allow the CIA to do what they've already been doing for years.
It just means they can pin it on Trump. You know, here's what presidential authorization's worth. Your name is the one that if it goes wrong, I guess it could fall on you.
Yeah.
Because they just are going to do what they're going to do.
That's
Let's
right.
face that fact.
It is not known, Kurt, whether the CIA is planning any operations in Venezuela or if the authorities are meant as a contingency. No,
I know
they're
they are.
already doing it.
Before you even had this article, I knew they were going to do that.
Okay, let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So Esau Edom has spoiled, dealt treacherously, all right, with the whole world. All right, and they have the nerve to call Northern Kingdom immigrants. This is their land. Right? So they've spoiled the whole world, dealt treacherously with everybody. All right, well, what more do they need? What more could they have? They already have everything. So now, at the end of you spoiling and dealing treacherously, well, it's coming back to you. Right? Yahweh Shai said to his servant who cut off one of the I believe the centurion's ear off when they came to get Yahweh Shai. All right, that those that live by the sword shall perish by the sword. Well, Esau's Edom blessing was the sword. That's all he knows what and how to do, is to wield that sword. So now that sword is coming full circle back to him. All right, it's only a matter of time. So with that, I hope this video was edifying. As always, all honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.